We start, though, with a Sun News Network exclusive. Sun Media has learned that the federal government is about to strip the citizenship from 1,800 Canadians who authorities believe became Canadians using fraudulent means. The scale of this investigation is unprecedented, considering that since Confederation, the government has only ever stripped 67 people of their citizenship. Now, Ottawa is ready to move against 1,800 in an investigation that involved the RCMP and the Federal Department of Citizenship and Immigration. A few minutes ago, I spoke with James Bissett, a former director of the Canadian Immigration Service and a former ambassador, about these surprising developments. Well, I guess the first question I have is 1,800 seems like a big number. Are you surprised that the government has found 1,800 ne'er-do-wells?
Quite frankly, I am astonished that that's all they found. I mean, I think we're, the easiest country in the world to get into. Thousands of people are arriving every day claiming to be persecuted in their own countries. We let them in. We ask them a few questions. We release them, tell them to appear for a refugee hearing 2 or 3 years from now, and they just disappear. The Auditor General in her report of 2007 said there were 62,000 enforceable removal orders that Canadian Border Service did not know where their whereabouts. So I mean, the fact that these people, if they come in that fashion and eventually have to get citizenship, they may have a lot to hide. So of course, if they've come in fraudulently, they'll get their citizenship fraudulently as well. So I'm not surprised at the figure. I'm pleased, however, the fact that they finally nailed some of these guys who are getting their citizenship fraudulently. I only wish they'd be more careful at the ports of entry and not let them in the first place.
That may be it. I wonder about the government, the current government. Minister Jason Kenney, our immigration minister, he's very much trying to bring immigrants in. They're in favor of high immigration levels, 250,000 last year. But on the other hand, he's also tried to introduce some reforms to crack down on immigration fraud, immigration consultant fraud. Perhaps this ties into that, in that they're trying to be seen that you've got to obey the rules. I don't know if you have some thoughts about how effective that is.
No, I think Kenney is doing a good job. He's introduced some modest reforms. He had trouble when they were in a minority position. Those reforms he wanted to get through did not get through because there's a very powerful refugee immigration lobby in Canada that don't want any reforms introduced. He's done his best. Now I hope with a majority government he can do more. And having listened to him being interviewed by Ezra, he's indicating that he plans to do more.
What's your sense of Canada's reputation among those in other countries who are looking for a soft landing, a new country? Are we a soft touch?
We're a soft touch, yeah. We're the country of choice now for international human smuggling. Most of the European countries look at us with astonishment, wondering why we let everybody in who just claims persecution. I mean, in 2008, we let 37,000 people in claiming persecution. They came from 188 different countries. 2,400 of them were Americans. Young Americans from California walk in and say they're being persecuted because they're not allowed to smoke pot in California. They may not get a refugee hearing for 3 years. In the meantime, they can get welfare, free housing, free medical, free dental. If they choose to work, they can. So, of course, we're a soft touch.
James Bissett, thank you so much for joining us today. Appreciate it.
Good.
So a quick recap of our breaking news. Sun Media has learned that the federal government is about to strip the citizenship from 1,800 Canadians who they believe became Canadians using fraudulent means. We'll have much more on the story on Sun News Network throughout the day tomorrow. Not a lot of details at this point available about the investigation.